Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here on game number 1 of the ASL Prime Season 3 playoffs, and we got ourselves a ZVP on Nimbus to start things off in this best of 5 series. It's going to be this player representing Yowie Flash Wolves. It is PartinG.
And his opponent across the map, wearing the pink and representing the green team Acer. In the top right, it is the Zerg player Scarlett.
Alright. So PartinG, recently joining Yowie Flash Wolves. Last night, I guess we could say earlier today in the morning for us, was the first day of Pro League. And Yowie Flash Wolves Startail, like they have a little combination, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
They play against Prime, I believe, and then PartinG's not able to play in it because he still has his contract with SKT1. So he actually can't play until they relinquish his contract, and they could just hold on to it if they want. But yeah, he actually they have the broadcasting rights on Spot TV, I think, Spot TV, something like that. So.
I don't know. I never managed to catch Pro League because it comes up about 10 in the morning
yeah.
where I'm from, and that's usually, that's like 4 o'clock in nerd times. So that's not okay. That's not okay.
Yeah, the only time I catch it is if I'm like up. And I try to be up sometimes, but if I look at the clock, I'm like, it's game time. Let's do it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Well, just looking around at this game, and it's looking to be shaping up really standardly. PartinG going for a normally timed Nexus. The only slight difference to the kind of default Naniwa gateway opening that he popularized when it was the start of HOTS was PartinG started gateway early. He started gateway before Nexus, and I think he's actually chrono boosting it now. Just while Scarlett goes into three hats
before pool. Yeah, so she went ahead and got that really sick macro opener, which does allow you to deal with a lot of early pressure as long as you are able to see that it's coming. The only thing that you have a lot of trouble holding are very early pressures that don't even have a nexus with it. But for the most part, you should be able to deal with it as long as you know that it's coming. And PartinG is chrono boosting out that warp gate, and he already has a Zealot on the way at that third, actually knocking.
He's thinking about it, chasing around with those Lings. Of course, they will be able to outrun the Zealot even off the creep, and the Mothership Core is coming up to support. Probe is out on the map, going to put down a proxy pylon in a moment, almost certainly. With these 3 gates following up, it is looking like some very rapid aggression out of Mr. PartinG.
It is, indeed. He's going right for it, 4 gates, and Scarlett opened this 3 hatch for pool, but she also didn't get a gas with it, so she's going to have to rely on only queens, slow Lings, as well as spine crawlers. We saw Pig do this with spine crawlers, and I think she should recognize that this is coming because he does have an overlord there, but just can barely see it. So she's gonna need to pull a lot here to deal with this. But she's droning. She has no idea left.
Oh no. Yeah, you really don't want to be droning at this point. We're seeing the spine crawlers coming down in the third base, actually, but that might be quite late. There's 50-second build time on those guys, and the Zealots are already warping in.
Yeah, and they're coming in. Luckily, they don't have the +1 here, but I mean, Zealots are still pretty damn good against slow Lings. These spine crawlers are gonna have to just patiently wait until they can burst up from the ground. But really nice surround on the pylon here by Scarlett. Might be able to get it, and that is pretty big because that next warping round would have been just now as well.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure I like the decision to pull back the Zealots to help defend the pylon, because it was going down at that point pretty much anyway, and now the spine crawlers have been permitted to finish. The Mothership Core is the only unit that can safely attack the hatchery. PartinG's attack is already looking a little bit damaged, but once he gets up to a certain Zealot count, he's going to be able to push this and continue to push it, because they just don't die. They just don't drop to spines or queens or Lings or anything, and they're going to push out, and even these roaches might not be enough that Scarlett has now got in production.
Yeah, she's going to have to just buy the time for these roaches to come out. And it's pretty much... Oh, she's feeling comfortable, actually. She's just continuing to drone, getting out these 4 roaches, and keeps on testing and seeing how many Zealots are there. But behind this, PartinG has dropped down a Stargate, and he's going to be getting an Oracle to come assist with this attack. So he may not push in just yet and just wait until that Oracle comes in, or even just keep Scarlett's attention here while he flies an Oracle over into the natural or main of Scarlett.
Yeah, it could well be that, certainly from the rally point. It's actually going to go straight across that Zelnaga tower, so Scarlett is going to have a bit of an opportunity to see it. It's going to be drifting over that Ling right now. And the Zealot ball is kind of retreated a little, heading now towards the front of the base. So I think you're right. I think that he's trying to pull her attention apart, but there's already a Spore Crawl already. Scarlett's on top of this.
Yeah, she has one there, not one yet in the main, and not one at the third, but all of the queens are at the third, so she should be able to hold that. Orko not really going to be able to do too much damage, and these Zealots haven't really got anything done yet. And with the Roaches out, I mean, that's actually a really big win for Scarlett, who got away with that droning when this really strong attack was on the way.
Yeah, you do not normally see anything nothing that looks as clean as that, certainly, out of most players. PartinG is obviously one of the best Protoses out there at the moment, and Scarlett just defended a timing attack from him with ease. Yeah,
and I like that she did that, well, I like that she went for the pylon and brought PartinG back, and I agree with what you said earlier about not really, not agreeing with PartinG's decision to bring back the Zealots, but he may have thought that Scarlett was very well defended already and didn't realize that she was kind of frantically scrambling to actually set that defense up.
Yeah, so. I guess so. Sometimes, you know, you can, when you are in a very weak position, all you need is a little distraction and you can get away with it. And PartinG is transitioning out of his attack. His full gate didn't work. He hasn't done any damage to Scarlett really, except forcing a few units, which are now going to be used for counter pressure because they weren't even killed off or exchanged. And he's now just trying to take a third tech up towards Colossus tech, which I think is probably a good move, and even adding in a Void Ray to the composition a moment ago, which is going to be used to chase away Roach forces that try and harass.
Yeah. So where does Scarlett go from here? She's dropped down the Hydra Den. We don't see an infestation pit for any kind of Roach Hydra Viper timing, or the fastest one possible. She's just going to be going into Roach Hydra, and I don't know if she realizes that there is not Observer, but a Robo on the way. There is an Observer, but I don't think that's like her biggest concern. It's more so about these Robo units. She may have been able to see that Immortal when she did poke at the third, but she is going to have to think of a late game plan here, and that fourth base is going to be the first step in that. But we have to see exactly what she wants to do. Because Colossus with Void Rays and 3-base economy is pretty scary against you if you're just going for Roach Hydra.
Sure is. You do not want to be messing with that. And PartinG is one of those players who can make that kind of thing work. You see him move into those engagements, and it's just...
Yeah.
Ooh, he just destroys it in a way that is almost unheard of.
Yeah. Oh, well, these Orcos have to be very careful, as one is going to get picked off, but there's still one. And usually you only do need one in the late game just to get that army positioning or to the army visibility of your opponent. So sucks to not be able to fly together, as you just must fly alone sometimes. But he's pretty happy now. He has 3 bases. He's at 61 probes. And he's, despite, going in with a bunch of Zealots in the early game, it's not like he threw them away either. So it's not like they're completely useless, although they tend to be a little bit more useless, but
well,
at
least
they didn't throw them
the
away.
army.
Exactly, right?
If these force fields go down out of these sentries, then we'll see the Colossi raining down damage.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the Zealots will, of course, pin the Roaches as well, because those Roaches, I don't believe they have Burrow. No, they don't have Burrow, so they aren't going to be getting out of those force fields anytime soon.
Well, this is actually really nice here for Scarlett with this creep spread, but I really like PartinG's position just because he's able to get this army up and get on that comfortable economy. And Scarlett is still trying to drone up to, wow, a lot actually. She's going up to 91 drones, and then this attack is on the way, and she has no way to deal with these Colossus just yet. And it looks like she's going to be going for the Swarm Host game, as she does get the Enduring Locust, but she's getting it now at a time where PartinG is looking to possibly attack.
Yeah, we've seen her go for the Swarm Hosts previously against Huck and turn what looked like a lost game into a win. So in a situation where she's already ahead, this could be really difficult for PartinG to break through.
Yeah, I think this creep spread is saving her a bit, buying her the time that she needs, because this creep spread is just slowing PartinG down. If this was not here, he would have just pushed across the map, and then this kind of dance would have happened in front of her base instead of like literally in the middle of the map. Wow.
Yeah, he's so far away from where he actually wants to be at this point in the game. Is, of course, building extra units, but pushing towards... Oh, sees the Swarm Host. I don't think he gets... No, he gets the kill-off, does have detection with the army, of course. PartinG on top of that. Their good force fields as well are going to mean that the Colossi aren't getting themselves into any trouble.
Yeah, but this is a really scary army here from PartinG. +2 is going to be finishing as well, and he's going to kill this 4th. But he may even go in for the... Oh, that Colossus, though!
Yeah.
Looking like a fool trying to dance up that cliff. No, stop showing off, man. This is the quarterfinals, man.
He's trying his best. He just wanted to show everyone his sweet moves, but it didn't work out, you know? He's eliminated.
Yeah. Well,
there's still 2 left.
There are, and they are going to be pushing into the 3rd location of Scarlett. It looks like he's just going to chase up this army. But Scarlett is trying to buy time to get Swarmhost out. She doesn't have Viper, so she can't pull the Colossi. But now she's trying to get a nice position here at the top of the ramp. Colossi are still alive, just firing down on this Roach Hydra army that just doesn't have that support of the Viper. And he's just dancing them back and forth. And that is some good dancing, you know, not just for showing off, just to avoid the fire.
No, pulling those back at exactly the right moments, of course, making sure that the correct engagement was taken with this Colossi, and they've still taken almost no damage. Good blink on the Stalkers during the engagement, and it doesn't save the 3rd Colossus. So those guys are still only going to be numbered at 2 in this engagement. But a lot of the swarm hosts that are spread around keep being picked off. Scarlett hasn't been able to move them because the army's been so on top of it all, and I guess for her at this point, she must be getting a little bit worried because her economy is taking a significant hit, down to 81 drones and only 3 active mining bases with not that much. Well, she's got decent army supply, but a lot of it is in swarm hosts, and when there are this many Colossi, when there are this many blink stalkers, it's a serious risk to be doing that kind of thing.
Yeah, and that observer's still going strong, just looking around, seeing where those swarm hosts are, able to pick them off, and getting force fielded out. This 3rd might go down as well. And you know what? PartinG may just be going for the kill, actually. He looks like he's not even concerned with this 3rd base at the moment. He wants to get right to the Swarm Host, as he's even preparing for the later game. Grabbing a 4th behind this. Oh, God, PartinG is just doing pretty well. Oh, aggressive blink. But that's into a big group of Locusts.
Yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing I was talking about. This is what happens when PartinG decides it's time to kill an opponent. He moves out across the map and he does that thing. He's made these units work for himself to such a ridiculous extent. Trading against swarm hosts, for goodness sake. They make free units and he's cost effective to a ridiculous degree. GG is called.
Wow. So PartinG takes game number 1 here on Nimbus.
It is time to introduce these players. One of these players pulling some interesting early game shenanigans, spawning in the bottom left, but heading towards the top right with a great sense of doom upon his shoulders. In the red, representing Yowie Flash Wolves, it is the Protoss player, PartinG.
And his opponent spawning in the top right, down 1, looking to bring it back. It is going to be the Acer Canadian Zerg player, Scarlett. And look at this.
PartinG.
Scarlett even went for a pool first here, not a complete opposite of what we did see on Nimbus. But this is just a super shenanigan build, and what does Scarlett do out of this? This is such an annoying style, you know, you do usually want to get a spine crawler up, spread the creep so that you can get to that cannon on the low ground, but you have to get rid of this high ground first, and it delays you for so long.
Yeah.
But look at this on the other side. We do have a proxy hatch of Scarlett of our own, which will allow it so that PartinG does not get too far ahead.
Yeah, nice. Scarlett is not letting him just get away with this. Absolutely not. Going to make sure that this attempt at harassment is heavily punished. And PartinG's stuff at the top of the ramp is going to get shut down. The spine crawler is up there. It is building. The cannon can't hit it. He does have 2 cannons back at home. But equally, Scarlett can't punish this more than just the hatchery. She can potentially get her drone out and keep scouting and keep being annoying. There's the cancel, and the drone doesn't get out. Okay. Doesn't happen.
Alright, so she delays it, and I'm wondering if, sometimes you think, is it better to let it all finish since PartinG has invested so much here and already invested in the defense at home, that if you just let it finish and you let that creep kind of settle and take a little bit longer to go away, it can work out for you a little bit better. But we'll see exactly how it does work out, as PartinG is not going to really get any value out of this except for the fact that Scarlett had to invest a very early spine crawler. And this is going to be kind of funky because this photon cannon is going to be in range of anything without even allowing... I mean, it's going to get shots off on anything that does try to fire at it.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's going to be too bad even then, because PartinG, he's done this. He's done damage, right? He's done kind of half damage. He has delayed Scarlett really heavily. Scarlett has not delayed him by quite the same amount. It just hasn't occurred. Oh, no. I thought that drone. I didn't think that drone was getting out, but he got away with it. I'd love to see that go to the gold base, but we'll have to see. Scarlett may just send it towards the third. Yeah, gets it to the third. There we go. Cannon taken out. Natural base. Game is stable.
So stabilization complete. And PartinG at home is getting his natural up. He's getting his, oh, there we go. Cybernetics core, getting that warp gate, chrono boosted out, +1 is on the way. Is that probe still? Yeah, the probe on the map is still alive. And Scarlett is going to find herself in a position where she has to make a decision. Is she going to really start droning heavily, or, you know, because she may feel like she's behind, or is she going to go for something kind of crazy herself?
I don't know. I don't think she's like super behind even then, and I feel like she'll have a better sense of it than even, you know, we have the benefit of being able to see both sides of the map. But I feel Scarlett will know at least roughly what's going on. Even now, she's got those overlords and those lings hunting around the map looking for that probe because she didn't see it die. And you know the rule with TV, if you see someone die off screen, they didn't die.
Exactly.
So it's like that with the probes as well. You got to make sure that they are dead.
Like mech players, when they send their seeker missile, and then it flies off the screen, whatever that's targeting it, and then they scan just to see if it blew up. They're like, did it hit? We do that all the time.
You just got to make sure. You got to be extra safe. So that Ling now finding that probe, PartinG's going to have trouble getting a proxy down, this means. And that could delay this attack that should be coming out of him. With this chronoed warp gate, it all hints towards a follow-up attack to punish Scarlett while she's still weak. And now it's going to be much harder to execute.
Yeah, but look at what, he's just going to switch it up. I don't know if this was his plan the whole time. But he goes and he adds on additional, well, this is 5 gateways, so going up to 6 in total. Not taking the gas at the natural. Oh, another 7 gate. This could be another gate coming down. I'm not sure. But this
I don't know. I wonder what kind of build this could be.
I mean, but look at what's going on Scarlett's side. She's getting a Nidus Worm as well as an Infestation Pip. She's going to be going for that 2. Well, usually you see it off 2 base. So maybe she'll only get 2 base saturation. But it's a queen, you know, lots of queens and swarm host. And you try to get them into the main. But this is going to be such a weird clash. Yeah. Well, this is going to be so funny because PartinG is going to go with this gigantic attack trying to kill. Because he thinks Scarlett is trying to drone up. That's the type of player that she usually is. You know, just wants to get a lot of drones. But she's going for Swarmhost and Queens, and is going to probably look for a place to plop this Nidus down. And if the PartinG doesn't see it, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble because he has no way of detecting except for cannons.
Yeah, and already we can see that Overlord, or Overseer I should say, is in position at the back of the main. There's one towards the natural as well. So we could see Nidus coming in and out as soon as PartinG moves out, which he's now doing.
Yeah.
As soon as Scarlett notices this, she knows it's her time to go.
And go, she will. I mean, I'm just waiting. Oh, no, she's going to go to the third, rather. Okay, so just going to go ahead and get the safer position, not getting caught by anything. But this is going to be so awkward because PartinG is going to be right there and is going to be able to get a lot of damage done and then recall, perhaps. But he has to react. And put down a robo immediately.
God, when you hear that noise, your blood runs cold as a Protoss player. You go, check all of the corners. And actually, right now, PartinG not checking the corners, just moving out, trying to do some damage towards that third base. There are going to be swarm hosts there to receive him, but of course, there will be force fields to chase them off. But as you said, there's no detection, so this is going to be increasingly difficult to actually do anything against.
He's going for it. He's going to drop a robo immediately. 20 lings are on the way, but okay, speed has been completed. Is there even a mothership core? Okay, there's going to be a mothership core here, but it doesn't have enough energy for the recall yet. PartinG got the damage that he wanted done. Usually would want to end the game here, and if he's able to delay until this observer comes out, he should be able to clean up the Swarmhost, but they're starting to do quite a bit of damage to those sentries.
Yeah, Sentry's good at blocking them off, though. So as the Locusts push forward, Scarlett is producing hard. She's producing as many units as she can to try and deal with this, to prevent too much damage being done to her before she knows that this is all over, because she is certain this Observer is going to be on its way. She's got maybe a minute and a half tops before it gets there, and in this moment, you need to find a way to make it work. PartinG's all-in is still looking incredibly strong. Swarm hosts be damned.
Indeed. It's just so... The choice to go back home and maybe if she did go into the main, she would have put a little bit more pressure here. But this is so difficult to be in. You know, you're losing your third, and you're going to lose your natural, basically. And she has a nice position on her Swarm Host, and if she's able to kill this army, then she won't be in a terrible position. But, yeah, where's that one going off?
It went off towards the back of her own third base. The Swarm Host now engaging towards the Stalkers, trying to chase them out of the natural, and they are taking some serious hits, but there is a Prism that's going to be out on the map very shortly, used for those Warpins. The Swarm Hosts rallying up, going to send another wave of Locusts in, and over time it is looking increasingly like PartinG is getting whittled away. He's getting weaker and weaker, but the Observer's about to be there. Oh, but the Stalkers are gone.
Whoa. Did he just recall back home to the natural?
Yeah, he had to.
And even takes out the Nidus that was outside of his third base. The good part about this is that he can at least, no, he doesn't say try to take a third, but look, I mean, Scarlett can just spread the creep over there. And he may even just go for the kill. I mean, it's not really the best idea sometimes to go for the kill against Swarm Host, but
it's a serious risk to go for it. I don't think he's going for the kill because he's throwing down the Robotics Bay now, showing that he intends to presumably tech towards Colossi. It could be Warp Prism drops. I'm not psychic, but I suspect it is for that Colossus tech that is so good at dealing with Locusts.
Yeah.
And he's probably just going to clear out the third base, and expand, and generally we're going to see a general transition towards macro out of PartinG. Scarlett, not sure yet. No replacement bases.
Yeah, I'm wondering what Scarlett is going to do here. Not getting a lot of success with that Nidus, you know, just trying to get it up somewhere, and it's not really doing anything just yet. The Swarm Hosts, though, are definitely kept her in the game there, as she did beat that attack away. Was able to, I guess the good part about the Nidus was that it delayed the potential third, but I feel like PartinG could even go for the gold if he really wanted to, like go into a macro game.
I guess so.
Just be kind of...
I don't know. I don't think he wants to be honest. If you go for that gold base, it's quite a big risk, and as a Protoss player, it unlocks the potential to go for...
actually.
Yeah, it unlocks the potential to go for like Zealot style. So with a harassment-heavy style, as we are currently seeing out of PartinG, getting those Zealot drops on, he might want to go for the gold base. But other than that, it's not that beneficial.
Exactly, yeah. And it kind of exposes you.
Yeah.
Especially with the Swarm Host style, which would be just sending out those Locusts the whole time. This Warp Prism just trying to get a little bit of a damage done, as well as some scouting and attention grabbing as the Stalkers go in and kill that third without a cancel. I think that's what the main reason for that Warp Prism was, just the attention.
I think you're absolutely right. Sniping that third once again, Scarlett will remain on two bases, with her main probably getting towards mined out at this stage of the game. 16 minutes is when you start to see a little bit of mineral deterioration going on, and PartinG will obviously be getting mined out in his own base, but he has got a third on its way. A third that's going to soon be defended by walls, by cannons, by all that stuff that Protoss loves to use against Zerg players.
Yeah, Scarlett just can't get her third up either. But she does have a really nice Swarm Host count. Surprisingly, she's up to 16, and she's going into Hydras with it as well. But PartinG is going into Colossi, so it may not be the best idea, but the Swarm Host will keep those Hydras safe and allow Scarlett to be very mobile, taking out Warp Prisms if she needs to, and just killing the Zealot run-bys pretty easily as well, because their DPS is very nice. And there is no charge on the map here for PartinG, so it's not like those Zealots are ever going to be able to close the distance between the Hydras. But Swarm Host Hydra is going to be the choice.
Yeah, with a bit of Viper mixed in, it looks like. Adding in some Viper, of course, to abduct Colossi. Always good to Blinding Cloud on Stalker Colossus compositions. But she might not even get that far, because obviously those Vipers have to consume to get themselves charged up. And already we see PartinG going for a similar push out to what we had in the previous game. 2 Colossi, a bunch of Stalkers, and an Observer with the Mothership Core. It's really clean, it's really simple, and that third base once more is going down.
Yeah, she continues to try to get it, but just can't. Even if she were to pull that Mothership Core and kill it with the Hydras, that would be a nice move. Because then PartinG would have to make the choice of if he wants to stay there and risk the fact of losing all of his Colossus. But, you know, he's expanding everywhere. He's doing like the Zerg does. He got his third and also is going for that fourth base. He knows that Scarlett can't really push out just yet. But she's getting herself back into this, you know. Just, yeah, she's mining out at the main, which is the biggest thing here. I would like to see her, double expand. So there you go. Getting that other base on the base that is south of her main. Imagine if she was doing that before and was able to just establish any base. But PartinG is being so active, man. Like, he's everywhere.
Yeah, he is deliberately just going around the map. It reminds me of what Huck was doing in that game that we saw last week against Scarlett with a Swarm Host style. But unlike the previous game, Scarlett's got a much more established Swarm Host count. So this could end more like that game with Huck did, where we see Scarlett taking the win. I don't know. I do not know at this point.
I think the only thing
might get better last game.
I think the problem here is that Scarlett was on 3 bases last time, and she's only been on 2. And PartinG is double expanding, so it's going to be 2 bases ahead this whole time. And I don't even know. I wonder if we would see Stargate out of him. He didn't go for it that time, but then gonna get it.
Wow, that Colosso. The Colosso, that's one
right
left.
At the end.
There was
right
one
at the end
left.
of that Locust duration. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So really sick pulls there from Scarlett, taking out all those Colossi. I thought, like, at first when she pulled it, I was like, what? That was a kind of half-assed pull.
Yeah, no, the first one didn't do it, and then suddenly pop 3 Colossi down in the space of a moment. PartinG absolutely blindsided by that.
Well, looks like Scarlett is taking the map back. She has a creep spread on the map, already getting this base at the, right side. And she's also going to get that 4th up, so now PartinG has to decide what is he going to do. He's just going to go for the macro game, or is he going to try to, like, do that style where he just throws countless units and just overwhelms over time? We saw Huck run out of steam when he tried it, but, I mean, PartinG could go for it. I'd like to also see even the mix of some Stargate units if he did want to, but
yeah.
He has the world in his hands right now. It was, and he just has the 4 bases. He has that gas count that he wants. So early in the Vipers, though, no, gonna be just, don't even need a feedback for that. RIP. Exactly what happened.
She knows. PartinG not willing to entertain any frivolities during this moment. He is too focused. He is moving forward with his army out onto the creep spread. Can't be typing. It's all business from this man.
Oh, just that is such a big blow to Scarlett now. These Templar don't even know what to do with themselves, so they're gonna go, good T button and storm anything that they see. But this is so big because now the Colossi are uncontested. These Vipers have to go ahead and try to do that consume on that hatchery that is probably going to be targeted by PartinG if he's not able to end the game straight up right here.
Yeah, another feedback going down on those Vipers, so one of them isn't getting anywhere with that, and we actually saw the Observer killed off, so PartinG is going to struggle, I think, to kill off the Swarm Host at this point.
And he may not even realize
storming
it.
on them!
Oh, big abduct there, but it's just going to reposition it to the other side of the Protoss army, but that is right where the Locusts are spawning. Colossus number 2 is going to go down as well, so close as it does go down, but now PartinG is probably realizing, oh crap, I don't have an Observer here.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a Mothership Core either.
No, he's not recalling with those. They are Blink Stalkers, so they are super mobile, but still, we're going to see a few, maybe a few of them taken out by this, but at the moment they're just going to rampage through the main base of Scarlett, doing as much damage as they can. I bet they wish they could escape out of that Nidus.
Right? They're going to try, but they're not going to have much luck at all. They haven't researched the whole how to fit into a tiny hole and come
Stalker
out
burrow.
PartinG's going to get a lot of value out of these Stalkers, but he doesn't want to lose them all for free. But he's getting a lot. He got the Hive. He got the Tech. The Infestation Pit went down. Upgrades going to be going down here as well. Scarlett stuck on +2 attack only. Even the Nidus is going to go down, and then she can blink. Oh, he can blink out whenever.
And the 4th base is actually taking a hammering as well. Oh, GG. This
GG. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in game number 3, I believe. Yes, game number 3 between these two players. This is a best of 5, so potentially the last game of the series, but let's hope that's not going to be the case as we have this player spawning in the bottom right, clinging to her tournament life. It is Scarlett.
And the player across the map in the top left. He is looking for a clean 3-0. It's a question of whether he'll be able to find it or whether Scarlett's got it in her to take one back. He is in the red. He is representing South Korea and UE Flashwolves, and his name is PartinG.
That it is.
It definitely is. And going next is first as well.
He is, yeah. So, Deadwing playing to the map right now. I wonder if we'll see another 3-hatch before pool out of Scarlett. As it's not quite as easy to hide these kind of builds like it is on Nimbus. but it's the second easiest to do it, as it is a 3-player map to an extent. It's just a lot of ground to cover, especially when they spawn in these cross positions. And you never know what PartinG's going to be pulling out for Game 3, so it could be very risky to do so. We're just going to see Scarlett put down that pool after that hatchery. And I can't say that I disagree with that. You know, you don't want to go out to something kind of crazy.
No,
because
you definitely
too greedy.
don't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when it's all on the line, when one loss now means elimination, for Scarlett, you don't want to lose to something crazy. And PartinG is a man known for his craziness.
It's because it's PartinG, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the times you'll see people do crazy things just to do that, like 3S before a pool, or even that, you know, that 2 racks or something when you're the Terran player, something just to come back in that has a lot of risk but relatively high rewarded, especially if your opponent's not expecting it. But this is a little interesting coming out of PartinG, as he does put down a proxy pylon on the other side of the map. When that Cybercore finishes, we'll see exactly what it is that he does want to proxy here. And that's something that most likely will not be scouted.
Well, I was looking at it, and I was thinking, for a moment, I thought that PartinG was not sure where his opponent actually was, that he was just putting this here as a kind of warp-in pylon. And obviously it can still be used for warp-ins, but you're right, it is to hide that Stargate that is now coming out of PartinG, and we might well see oracles once again, maybe more than one, because it seems strange to hide a Stargate in this manner versus Zerg.
Yeah. I'm wondering what he is going to do with it. He's just going to try to get as much damage done. I mean, we've seen him do things like that where he does go for that economic damage and then go for the follow-up kill, whether it be with a bunch of gateways and a forge. But I wonder how we're going to see. I mean, it is most likely going to be the Oracle, but what is his plan? What does he want to do? Does he want to catch Scarlett off guard? Because he hasn't actually scouted Scarlett. He just knows where Scarlett is. And if he... Oh, a probe is going to go down here in the natural of PartinG. Really nice. First blood going down. And
yeah, a little strike and run from those Zerglings. Obviously losing one of their number for it. But we're going to see the Stalker chase them away now, and the Oracle being chrono boosted out of that Stargate. Does it have a partner? Does it have a follow-up? Or is it just a timing? Yeah, follow-up Oracle. So this is to deny the information, I think. So now PartinG, when he tried this in the first game, when he tried to get Oracles in the first game, Scarlett just knew. She reacted too well. He had spores, and the Oracle did no damage. This game, no spores. This is a window of opportunity to kill a bunch of drones for this Oracle, and it intends to take it.
Yep, 5 kills, 6 kills going down, but there are 3 queens here, and it gets away with 7 HP. And that is a good amount of drones to get, especially with a follow-up such as this one. 3 gateways in production here for PartinG, with an additional 3 going down.
3 more, yeah.
PartinG does not want to play around with those swarm hosts at all, especially on a map like Deadwing. He wants to go and try to end this as fast as possible, and that's exactly what he's going to try to do.
Yeah, maybe he came a little bit too close to losing last game and has decided that he is no longer messing about. He is no longer playing games. This is serious.
And another Oracle coming into the main. Spore Crawler still not done yet. 3 kills will fly away with that. Not bad. Not quite as good as his bigger brother, but he's going to be pretty happy just with getting 9 drone kills. And he could even go in again if he wanted to, or he can just keep it alive to kill the Lings. There are no gases taken here from PartinG. Last time we saw him take 2 gases with this attack, there are none here. He's just going in right. And,
yeah, when you take the extra gases, you have the option to tech up. You have the option to warp in Stalkers and more kind of long-lasting units. But in this instance, with 2 gases, PartinG is saying that he's mostly committing to the gas he's got now, and then we'll warp in gas units when he has it, but we'll be supplementing his force with Zealots. The DPS, the tanking of the force to deal with these Zerglings that are coming out in droves from Scarlett now. PartinG going to push towards the 3rd base, and the proxy pylon is pretty nearby because Scarlett's creep spread hasn't been so huge because it's Deadwing, and it's hard to do that. This is a tough engagement for today.
Spines are going to be going down. Lings are looking for a right opportunity to go in, but now the Oracles are going to do the Pulsar Beam, getting really nice DPS on those Lings, and now all that are left are Queens. More Lings are coming out, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Scarlett is down to 65 supply, 42 drones here, but not like she over-droned, it's just that she took a little bit too much damage from the Oracle and then had to make the decision of making drones back or preparing for a follow-up attack, and PartinG chose the attack route.
Absolutely. He always seems to, making more and more waves of Lings. Now Scarlett's going to throw those to their deaths. That's it. That's all.
PartinG 3-0 Scarlett in the quarterfinals of the ASL playoffs. Round of
Wow.
8. Oh my goodness.
Wow.